been sitting over here trying to figure out when I was going to press this button, so I've already pressed it. So it's too late. She came back out right now. Nope. No, the missus cannot. She's over here ordering stuff for the business. And so, yep, she's going to have a conversation. Whoopee. Don't you... Say hello, missus.
Hi. So I should have known you had something up your sleeve.
Yes.
What's up?
Topic of the day is... Actually, it's a couple of topics, but not in this one episode. But
one topic at a time.
Yeah. This topic. What is that? Is that Suede?
Mm-hmm.
That's female shit? That men?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at her order something.
I'm sorry, distracted.
Yeah, no, you good. Settling for less. Cause here this past week, we've come across, a lot of conversations, and then the thing that you listened to yesterday, and how the lady basically pretty much left everything to be with another person that she's been happily married to, right? And what I can say myself is that I did a little bit of settling, knowing that I was worth more than what I was settling for.
Right. I think settling is it's what we do when we're not sure of our self-worth.
I can see that, because I was not sure of my worth.
It was I don't want to start over. Anybody gonna want me? I'm already comfortable with what I have.
But why are we comfortable?
I know this person.
But do we really know this person?
Well, obviously at this point, we kind of, if you're questioning leaving, you already kind of know, I don't think this is for me, or you're at a point where you're just tolerating,
And I know,
not sure of yourself.
And I know to each his own. Everybody has their different
My
vices.
ex is not a bad person. I was with him because I saw the good qualities in him. I saw the potential. But I felt like I wasn't being treated as well as I could have been treated.
Yeah.
And so, in so many ways, I guess I could say, you could say I was settling. Settling, tolerating, and just going with the flow.
So if you had to answer the question of why do one settle, and I'm speaking as into you because everybody's different.
Yeah, like I just said, comfortable. I didn't want to start over, and
that's what I was looking for, the
potential.
start. But what's so wrong with starting over? Why are we so scared of starting over?
I'm an adventurous person. I like adventure. I like different stuff. But
so
when it comes to my relationship, I want that to be steady, stable, firm, on a good foundation.
Okay.
I don't want that particular thing to be on the rocks,
Okay, so everything you just said, it wasn't. To a degree.
To a degree, it was not.
Okay,
no.
So why not start over?
I don't know. I was fear.
There you go.
And then I think maybe I was just really comfortable. I was afraid of starting over because I was like, man, if I start over with somebody else and get into the same thing, like it was pointless. I just want to stay where I was at in the beginning,
Yeah, I think mine was definitely 100% fear.
Sometimes, when you settle and you start over, if you don't fully pick up the lesson that you're supposed to learn out of it,
Yeah.
and end up falling back into the same type of relationship.
Okay,
over
so
and
there you
over
can
again.
see now you opening up another book that I think people fail to realize is that there's a lesson in that bad situation that it may prevent them from when they start over falling in that same track, but we tend to not look at this as a lesson because we don't want to go back and look at it, right?
Yeah,
Because you have a lot of folks like on that saying that I hear a lot when people say they don't want to know about somebody's past, but it ain't got nothing to do with me. But then 6-7 years later on down the line, that's that
A
past.
person's past is what shapes their present.
Mhm.
Like what I went through is what made me who I am today. It made me realize that I am who I am. I know my worth, and I'm not gonna settle for what I've already been through in the past or the same old crap that's not worthy of me. It's like when I first met you. Like I ain't settling for nothing less. If you're gonna be this person, be this person. Be consistent. You know what I'm saying? If you can't be my friend first and we can't talk about it, then you might as well just keep walking and go the other way. Because I'm not going to take anything less than that.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, I feel the same way. So that's the thing.
But had I not gone through that with my ex, I wouldn't have known what I needed, what I wanted, and what I would and wouldn't tolerate, deal with, or how I would respond differently to certain situations.
But you still have to give yourself credit though, because you can sit up and say, if you hadn't gone through it, because people are going through it right now, and they leave that relationship, and like you said, go to a whole nother relationship and go through the whole same pattern all over again.
I didn't just jump out and jump back in. I jumped out, stepped back. Okay, look, I'm out. I'm good. I got my peace of mind. I got a chance to gain my sanctity. Just, if I'm going into something else, I definitely don't want to do this settling, less than my worth, arguing, or not living up to the potential that I see, if I'm not going to work for that potential.
So I guess that's what I'm trying to say to people. They go through what they go through. They don't want to go through it again, but they have not addressed it with themselves.
Yeah. I definitely took time to step back and say, hey, look, I settled for less, or I didn't set my standard off top and say, hey, look, I little by little, like tug of war, I began to give in and let myself deal with more and more.
I think we do set something, but like you
set
say,
the bar high,
you let
but
it
I didn't keep it there.
Yeah, it was chipped away. Slowly, yeah, and
I allowed it to
there you go. Yes,
away because he can only do as much as I allow him to do.
And that's something that that's something that we do as people. And if that's something that you're doing, that you are allowing someone, you can't go out and be pissed at these people that you're allowing to do these things.
Oh my God, he don't do this, he don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you told him what you want or what you desire, and you've made up your mind, I'm not gonna settle for anything less, then you have to hold him to those standards. If he's not bringing you breakfast, or at least pulling his weight, or trying, or emotionally supportive enough to say, baby, I feel sad today, if he's not at least reciprocating what you're putting out, then you need to say, hey, am I settling, tolerating, or just letting things happen? Am I just letting myself be run over and not, living up to my self-worth? And just, am I just being here to be here?
And that goes both ways, because you could be doing the same thing to that person as well, and that person could be
for men and women. It's just in general, just like
because that person could be pouring into someone and they're not
pouring back.
Yeah, but everybody's running from their past, and more of a reason why we end up having all of these generational habits that we end up giving to our kids, or our kids give it to their kids to be the one to break it, because the parents of the parents of the parents didn't want to be the one to sit and say, okay, you know what, enough is enough.
I deserve better. Let me go find it.
Yeah. And it's like, I guess the thing that, especially in the Black community, that I hear a lot of people my age or a little bit older, they talk about how their grandparents or possibly their parents, you know, stayed in the 40, 50, 60 some year marriage. And not saying that some of them weren't good.
All of them weren't bad.
Yeah, not all of them were
But for
bad.
the ones that were bad, you know, you would, like you were asking what made you stay, a lot of them probably were afraid. They didn't know anything any different because they thought that maybe that was right.
Or that thing of, you know, once you're married, you don't leave.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
the
been
Bible
a
does not speak highly of divorce, but it happens. I mean,
but
and it's even been granted in the Bible.
So you bring that up again. But also, he did not promote marriage to be hurtful.
Right.
Pain. Marriage was something that brought on growth. Supposedly, villages, empires.
A marriage is the start of a building of a nation. It's
Yes.
A man and a woman come together. They have children. They have offspring. Their offspring become successful and they pick up a trade and carry on the legacy of whatever, you know, pick up in the family business, start a new business, make things, you know.
But you can't build a nation if the two heads are going at it.
If the crowns ain't sitting on the throne, right? Then yeah, you got a problem.
So, you know, we have a lot of OGs that, you know, we're happy that they spent the 60, 50 years together, but up under all of that, that's pretty much all it was, that they did that 50, 60 years. And
not like even with the Iyanla Vanzant, when we were watching her that series, you know, the wife was in a situation where she was just kind of unhappy and she was settling.
I don't have an answer for that. Oh. Is there something else I can help with?
Wow, Siri, no.
Okay.
Siri trying to chime in on our conversation.
She's asking me, do I know about Dubai? Nobody said. It'd be nice to go. We will go one day.
Yeah. That's the same thing you bought.
Other website.
Yeah. But yeah, so she wasn't happy, and
in so many ways she was settling and tolerating and just dealing with it, and she didn't have to.
And that's when you become bitter, that word that a lot of us don't want to use or tired of hearing, especially as a female, you know. But that stems from you settling and as a female allowing someone to mistreat you over years and years, and that bitterness comes from self-hurt pretty much, because again, key word is you are allowing this hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless, I know it's hard to leave any situation. Sometimes you do have some people that can just drop of a dime and say, forget this. They have enough confidence in themselves to go. But I will throw it out there, maybe 70-75% of the people in the world, when they get stuck in a situation, they can't leave it like that. That part of fear is so strong, and you know, I can throw myself up under the bus and say I fed in that percent. And it wasn't until after my marriage.
I straddled the fence a long time, you know, debating. I deserve more. I ain't gonna find nothing better. I deserve more. Ain't gonna find nothing better.
Mm-hmm.
I can find something better. It's a dime a dozen out there. Do I really want to go and put in all that work? No, I've already invested enough here. I'm tired. I just was drained and had the energy, so I settled for a good while, you know.
And then the women got this thing is I don't want to go train another man, but
I never felt like I had to train nobody. That's probably what my issue was.
But
like maybe I should have trained him or tried to.
But how?
I don't think it would have worked very well.
But that's one. But
he's a very strong-headed person.
But you shouldn't have to train the person that you with.
I mean, yeah, he ain't no dog, is he?
That's what I'm saying. But still, even with that, you don't want to go. You don't want when I hear somebody say that I don't want to go train another person, but you ain't do good training the. You ain't do good training the first dog.
What makes you think you're gonna do good with the second one? You know.
I don't ever reply with that, but that's what I be thinking when folks say stuff like that. I don't,
how you gonna buy another animal? You can't take care of the first one you got.
You know what I'm saying?
Or have another baby, you ain't even taught the first one.
So, but if you haven't realized, the topic is about settling. It wasn't gonna be too much of a long podcast this time. It's actually made. I think this is probably going to be one of those surprise in the middle of the week drops.
Settling is not acceptable.
No, it's not acceptable for anybody, regardless if you're male or female. You deserve better. And if you're not getting better, you can actually do better by yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of us.
You actually mistreating yourself and not presenting self-care and self-love when you decide, oh, well, he don't mean nothing by it. He love me, but,
Yeah. That's giving excuses to a bad situation.
Not excusing yourself for it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't settle for less. You wouldn't settle for reselling something like a piece of furniture for half the price. So why would you settle for dealing with being half treated right?
That's a good way to look at it. You have
your most prized possession. I wouldn't settle on pricing it down if I know it's worth more than what it's worth.
Yeah, if some of us don't feel like we only worth $5.
Don't settle for $5 when you know it's worth $500.
Yeah, some of us out there feel like we $5. I was a $5 for a little bit. I was $5 for a little bit.
No, I never felt that way.
No, I might have been 2 cents for a little bit too. I was real low.
Couple pennies.
Yeah, I had to.
Copper. If you think about copper in the right way, it can cost you. It can bring you in some money.
Yeah, kind of. Would it be stealing out the air conditioning?
Oh.
Man, that's maybe what it was.
I don't know. Are pennies still made out of copper?
You know what? That's a good question. Might not be on we want that. Let me tell you something.
Either way, it made sense. The analogy was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It depends on the value. It may be 2 cents to you, but it might be a whole lot to the right person. Hey.
And that's it. That's with anybody, even a diamond.
Yeah.
A diamond ain't forever to particular people.
Yeah, some people don't
look at diamonds like that.
No.
So you can be a dime all day long. You might not want a dime. So, but anyway, yeah. I think this might be a random little surprise drop before this Saturday's episode, which, if you don't know, our episodes are every Saturday morning. So if you're not subscribed and following us either on Spotify or Apple,
wherever you like your podcast at, we're all over. Thanks to Anchor.
Yeah.
And if you want to start your own podcast, Anchor.fm, go ahead and get started. It's free.
Yes.
And they give you everything you need to do it. So,
yeah.
As we stated at the beginning. So, yeah.
Yep. So, really cool. And also, again, you can follow us at Mr.
and Miss Take Over the World
on IG. And, feel free if you would like for us to talk about a specific topic, or if you even just want to be a little guest on the show. Yeah, we love to have a guest or 2 or 3 or 4. I'm actually going to look into possibly trying to figure out how to do a live podcast one day. But I'm looking into that. Outside of that, I do know what the next topic is, so I can go ahead and get the missus ready.
Well, you can tell who the mastermind is behind everything. I'm just the mouth.
Dating someone with a disability is the next topic.
Oh, wow. I'm going to have to write some notes on this one.
Yeah, so I have a couple of MS warriors that's I've come across this past couple of weeks talking about bad situation with dating or wanting to date someone but they're scared. So I would just like to hear your take on how you feel and the way you came in. What was your angle and how you saw the whole situation? You can't say anything now.
Okay.
You have to leave it. So I don't know. I might have some.
Me, huh?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think that's it. But okay, it was nice talking to you guys. Again, this is Mr.
And Mrs.
And you guys have a great night. Bye.